good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the Armory. Welcome to my preview lounge. And today I've got a wonderful Crystal Palace fan. Welcome, Rich from Eagle Eye Football. How are you doing?
I am stressed.
Yeah,
There is
yeah.
so
I
much.
literally had to change a question that I was going to ask you today because of what happened this morning. It was actually, how are you feeling about Patrick Vieira? Now I've had to reword the question. I couldn't believe it. We'll get into that. But yeah, how are you actually feeling generally about your team?
It's been a turbulent season, to be honest. Very up and down, very rocky. Um, yeah, no win this year. I went 3 games on the bounce with no shots on target. Um, it's been a terrible season for our standards, especially from the heights we reached last year. Obviously, the problem with it is there's multiple factors, and obviously that will lead into Vieira as well. But then I don't think the board's backed him enough as well. You know, so yeah, honestly, we literally just got to see out the rest of the season. As best as we can, and hopefully stay in the division. Because I personally think if we go down, you won't see Palace in the Premier for about 5-10 years.
Wow, really? Oh dear. We will get into a bit deeper question about your season. What I always do is I always look up our previous fixtures. In total, we've played you 52 times, beat you 30 times, drawn 16, and lost 6. However, we haven't beat you since 2018. So that's 5 years now. Now, I'm trying to see if there's a smile on there. No smile on the face going, haha. No. But I always look at previous fixtures and I'm always intrigued because it sometimes does continue. It's like you've become slightly a bogey team for a while. Now, I hate playing Palace. I honestly do. I was surprised how well we did at Sellers Park. I'll be honest. I was expecting a draw. I would have been quite happy with a draw, but we obviously managed to beat you. It's just not fired for you this season, has it? And that's what surprises me because you've got some extremely good talent, especially going forward.
Yeah.
Decore, one of my standout players that I would have happily had at Arsenal, but you nicked him. Um, you know, Zaha, Eze, Elise, I guarantee all Arsenal fans would happily have them right now. But for me, watching the past few games, and I can't remember, who did you play last weekend? Who did you play?
So last Saturday we played City at home, and on Wednesday we played Brighton.
But the City game, wasn't that the City game where you had 0 shots on target? Or
Yeah, that was
50 odd
one of those
shots?
games. Yeah.
See, I know it's City, but I thought if they're ever going to press the button, that would have been the game because there was no sign of life pretty much at Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And then to sack him after the Brighton, which to be fair, it's Brighton. They're not exactly having a bad season. I was absolutely shocked, to be honest. Shocked
Mm.
this morning reading it because I think I was in Asda when it came up on my phone. I was like, what the hell? Because obviously he is one of our own. You're kind of babysitting him for us. That's what most Arsenal fans say.
Fair enough.
But it is a shame. But I will get into that question very, very soon about Vieira. I just want to say big up to Tony. Hope you're doing well. Hope work's not too bad today. Big up to Vibes. United fan, isn't he, Vibes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't said anything else about this then. Palace need to finance a new manager or get some new subs on finance. Vibes is vibes. I remember him from your chat. Yes, he just likes to make everyone giggle. Right, let's get into the first question. I have changed the first two around due to the fact this obviously was a big breaking story. Your honest feelings. Now, this is yours, Rich, not your team's or anything like that. Your honest feelings on Patrick being sacked 2 days before the Arsenal game.
You know what? The fact I don't think that the duration before the Arsenal game really is a factor on this. I think this all stems down to whether or not he should have been sacked. Period. And I mean, I personally would have given him till the Leicester game.
Yeah.
Because that running we've had since Christmas has been crazy.
Yeah.
Some of the teams we played, Chelsea, Newcastle, Man United twice, Man City, Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle, and now yourselves coming up. So it's been a hard run in. So I would have given it to the Leicester game, and if he had not won that game, which is a team in and around us, a game that we should really be winning at home, then I would have pulled the plug. However, and I was also then thinking, you know what, international breaks coming in, so they're gonna want to have someone in place then, because I believe it's 2 weeks.
Yep.
And that's a decent amount of time to get like philosophy going with a new manager and so on and so forth. That wasn't until I heard that it could be Roy Hodgson.
Yes, I've heard that today.
And obviously that'll be temp. Nah, it's kind of ruined my mood.
Really?
Now he could come in and bring experience and keep us up fantastic. If he does, I'll take everything I say back. But I'm nervous, extremely nervous that it could be Roy Hodgson, and yeah, I don't know.
See, Roy to me screams you've got defensive issues. You don't have that.
Yeah, spot
you
on.
have going forward issues. Scoring.
We've been brilliant.
Yeah, I there's a certain left back that I would happily have, as there was a certain thing that you was created with your face when I mentioned a certain left back. I would have him every day at Arsenal.
Do you want to start the left backs then?
Well, it looks like Tierney's probably on his way out, so you can have Tierney. And I'll have.
No, we have too many injury problems as it is. Zinchenko and Kuzmicki will do that. 100%. I'll take
it. Big up to Craig. We haven't beaten Palace at home. Yeah, we haven't beaten them at home. People are very confident about this game, especially Arsenal fans.
You should be. This could be 4
I'm not. I'm honestly not, because I know you've got good players. It's just not working. Can Arsenal please? What's that? Get relegated?
I think that should be just relegated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Realist. Love you too.
Realist ain't great at spelling.
Yeah. Love you too, Realist. Roy Hodgson in talks to return as Crystal Palace manager, as Rich has just said. Who is your? Is it Paddy McCarthy or something?
Yeah, he's under 21s goals.
Yeah, wasn't he a centre back as well for you?
Today?
Wasn't he a centre back for you at some point?
Yeah. So only centre back. He's been doing. He's done a good job with our under 21s. We're third in the league in Premier League 2.
Oh, okay. Which
is pretty decent. Obviously, we've only just got Category 1 status, so that's a good signal of intent. But obviously, this is a massive step up. And it's a weird one because obviously he may only just play against you guys. So we're not going to really. If he does a good job and then we bring Roy in, then it's like, okay, where are we going with this sort of thing? So it's just a massive cloud. Like no one knows what's going on. There's a lot of uncertainty, but like I said, just survive. That's all it is now. It's just about survival.
Because I listened to your stream earlier with JC and stuff. I know JC would happy to keep him if you won 2-0 for the rest of the season. He'd be happy, but a lot of people are just not happy about Paddy. Not the name, is he? Like Patrick Vieira is with the pool. Because I guess that Patrick Vieira has got a pool. Yes, he's not done it that well at being a coach, but it's the name, isn't it? It's Patrick 100%.
Vieira. And not only the bringing players in, players may want to leave now.
Yes, because Sarr hasn't signed yet, has he?
I don't think he was going to anyway.
Oh, don't you?
Yeah, no. He's a free transfer. I think he's going to go. And we send him his blessings. Like, he deserves a shot at European football.
Do you think he's going to go somewhere big?
I reckon maybe in like an AC Milan.
Oh, okay. That's a good shout.
But I'm expecting like Rafael Leao to go.
Oh, okay.
So somewhere like that where it's either Champions League or Europa League sort of thing. He may not start there, but just to experience European football, I think.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I think he deserves it.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Arsenal are looking for a forward in the summer, so who knows? It wouldn't shock me. Really wouldn't shock me if Arsenal went after him. Right, second question. How are you feeling about Crystal Palace? I know, I'm sorry, I have to ask this question on every stream just so I know your feelings.
This is a setup.
I know. There is a positive question in a minute, so
I hope so. Like I said, it's been a a very ropey season. Like we started off the season thinking, you know what, this could be a really good season. We could push for top 10 and stuff. And then the transfer window closed, and we're like, we ain't bought no one in. Sort of like we bought in Decore, bought in Chris Richards, and that was about it. And it's just like, then we had that pre-season where it was split. So it's just like everything was just rubbish.
Yeah.
And obviously with the fixtures, I think the fixtures at the beginning of the season, we started off with Arsenal, Liverpool, I think it was then Villa, Chelsea. It was like a crazy running as well, fixtures. So we got, you know what, we got to like Christmas. I think it was after the West Ham game where we had that was after our first back-to-back games. I think we beat Wolves, then we beat West Ham. I believe, yeah, we were back-to-back. And I thought to myself, okay, we've managed to steady the ship here and stuff. Let's try and kick on. What do? We lose to Forest. You know, and that was just before the World Cup. And from that moment on, it's just gone downhill.
Yeah. Rahul, you have asked you've made a very good statement. There's actually a tweet that I want to compare it with and ask Rich very shortly. So I have seen your comment and I will talk about it very shortly. There's also a tweet that I want Rich to look at. I want his opinion on it because obviously the Arsenal fan base have been talking behind stage, and I do want your opinion on it because I'm one of those where I think, like I said just before stream, they're either going to down tools or they're going to prove that, you know, Vieira was the problem, because some players just do that. That's just how it works.
Yeah,
it's annoying, but it is what it is. Right. What are Crystal Palace's strengths that could hurt Arsenal this Sunday? This is meant to be an easy question for you. Okay, then maybe the next question might be easier for you.
I don't know what hat I should put on for this question, because obviously under Vieira, unfortunately, as much as we've got the talented players and such, we just weren't attacking really well, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Edouard had his first start on Wednesday, like however long. Mateta's useless. Wolf, he ain't been great, but he's just come back from injury. You can see that his legs are gone. So if there's any area we're going to exploit, it will have to be the fullback area. And the only reason I say that is because, especially Zinchenko, he drifts into midfield, which has worked for you all season. I think Pep's been doing it with Rico Lewis as well. And obviously Arteta and Pep worked together at City. It's a brilliant tactic. I know it means that Zinchenko doesn't overlap as much, but he gets the overload in the midfield, which I think has worked for you. So we're not expected to have much of the ball. So if Zinchenko does tuck into midfield, I think that's going to be our best hope, is just to get down the wing as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
and see what we can get from there.
Well, this is because I remember doing talking about when we first played during the season. I was panicking because I'm thinking Saha, Elise, Eze gunning towards our defence. I was fearful, and I just haven't seen that this season, because last season that's what you were doing, attacking, and it's like a big herd of buffaloes just running at you. It scares the bejesus out of you. But it hasn't been like that for Palace this season. It's really disappointed me, to be honest, because obviously I think a lot of Arsenal fans can probably say we have a soft spot for Palace, mainly for a certain Arsenal striker. But it's always been a soft spot for us, Crystal Palace. But right, so maybe this is going to be the easiest question. What are Crystal Palace's weaknesses that Arsenal could exploit?
Guides is kicking.
Oh, okay.
So I think because we I don't know if we'll do this. See, this is so difficult to tell you now that Vieira's gone, because Paddy's going to come in. I have no idea. What we're going to do. If it is VG in goal, like I reckon, if you press him, he'll make a mistake.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it could be Joe Whitworth, because VG was injured, and Whitworth, you know what? I think he had an excellent game against Brighton. He could have done better with the goal that was conceded. Maybe he went too far to his right.
Yeah.
But that's his first ever Premiership game against our fiercest rivals, and he looked good. He did very, very well. So I guess the goalkeeping department, I'd say, and such. And obviously, when you lot attack fierce. So I'm sure you'll get plenty of chances.
Yeah, because obviously we on our preview we talk about lineups and who we choose, and not a lot went for Jesus. Jesus would obviously press your goalkeeper way more than what Trossard probably will. Eddie's definitely going to be out, so Eddie won't be doing it. But I'm going to go back into that comment now from Gahul Karmakul. Now, thank you very much for that. And I'm going to find this tweet that Tony sent out this morning because I want your opinion on it. Right, so this is what Tony put this morning. It's crazy. I'm already seeing Arsenal fans panicking. This is not Dyche and Everton all over again. He had a week. The fact is, Crystal Palace will only have a caretaker in. This is happening 2 days before they go to the Emirates. This is perfect for us. No excuses on Sunday now. Now, obviously, there is normally a new manager bounce. It just happens. I don't know why. It's one of those really weird things in football that can happen. But now, do you think that Tony's right in saying that because it's literally 2 days, so you've got a caretaker, that's it?
You lot have got nothing to worry about. We're not beating you.
Really?
We're not beating you. I don't think we'll beat you at all. We may play better, but I don't think we'll beat. And you know, even with that Dyche new manager bounce against Everton, no matter what, Everton at home is hard anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's a difficult place to go. So I wouldn't even really call that a bounce. You know, if this was at Sellers Park, maybe you can attribute that, but with it being the Emirates, I think you'll be fine, to be honest.
Fair enough. But big up to Rahul. That's a brilliant fact because it's just interesting because I talked about that this morning on the show and I felt it's very different. I did worry about the Everton game. I did say just be wary of this new manager bound. Big up to Munzi. As everyone knows, he calls me Bazzy. He's always going to call me Bazza forever now. My name does not exist to Munzi. Right. As I did explain to Rich beforehand, there is a challenge. We're going to do that challenge now. And I've just got to find the intro and we'll get into it. Right, so I've explained to Rich that it's 5 from the Crystal Palace. We'll start the Crystal Palace players first, just to make it a little bit easier for you. But we also have a rule that whatever the home team is, we go with their formation. So it's Arsenal at home, so we'll be going with our formation. So your first Crystal Palace player, please, Rich.
Is this based on players that are available for the match or just in general?
No, it's if they're injured, it doesn't matter. You can pick them. It's just a lot easier that way. And suspended doesn't matter. Yeah. And I will put Luke, who did it this morning, I'll put his team on after and see who wins. But he chose someone, and I guarantee, as long as you don't choose this player, you will win. So he chose a player from Crystal Palace. I was like, what are you doing? Yeah.
All right, my first player, and I'm going to base it on this season. Margay, left centre back.
Okay. There we go. Okay, your second player, please, mate.
Cut off the formation. This has made it hard.
That's why it's a challenge.
If it was a pivot, if it was a pivot, I'd go Partey and Doucouré.
To be fair, I'd be happy to have Doucouré in centre midfield because I like him there.
Yeah, I'll put Doucouré in regardless. It just may look.
So where do you want to put him, on your left centre midfield or right centre midfield?
Who's better at going forward? No, Partey's better at going forward.
Okay, so you want to put Decore?
I'm going to put Decore as a DM.
Yep. No
I
worries.
already know my 2 centre mids are from Arsenal anyway.
Okay. So your third Crystal Palace, please.
Right. So let me think how I'm going to do this. Right back. Because I know it's Rams. Can I put the Arsenal ones in first and then I'll fill out the rest?
You can do if you want to put the 6 Arsenal.
Yeah,
in,
I think that will just make it easier.
Yeah.
Ramsdale in goal.
Okay. We'll put Ramsdale in goal. Okay.
Saliba next to Gay.
Yep. Yep.
Odegaard and Partey.
Odegaard and Partey. So we'll put Partey there. Odegaard. Okay, so we've got 2 more.
That's 4, right?
Yep.
Okay. So now it looks a bit easier to the eye now. I can see where I'm going with this.
Cool.
See, this is tough because you've got the likes of Martinelli, who deserves to be in this. Jesus was brilliant before his injury. Saka, brilliant as well. And then from us, it's Zaha and Elise.
That's why it's not easy. Everyone thinks the challenge is so easy until they start doing it.
This is so tough. Honestly, if you had said 3, I would have been finished already. Team would have been done.
Yeah, I know you only did 3 with on your preview as well.
Yeah.
You only put 3 in there, but no, the challenge is always 5.
So listen, I know this is no slander on Martinelli. I have to pick 5. I'm going to go Zaha left wing.
Yep.
Which means I'm going to have to get a Palace defender.
Yes.
You know what I'll do actually? Right back, go Chris Richards.
Awesome.
Now he's been better at centre back. And once again, Ben White, there's no slander on you because you've had a great season. By the way, I have to pick 5. So now I'll put Zinchenko left.
Yep.
So I've got my 5 Palace, haven't
I? You've got 4.
Oh, you're joking.
No.
Oh no!
See what you could have done. Well, actually, I'm not allowed to help you, but there is a certain left back that I'm quite happy to have.
Yeah, but Zinchenko's been brilliant. That's why I sacrifice White.
Yeah, you really don't want to drop Saka either, do you?
No.
And that would mean like Mateta or Edouard up front.
Yeah, and I can't do that for Jesus. Oh my days!
It's not as easy as people think.
Saka's going right wing. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Since either I sacrifice Jesus or sacrifice Zinchenko, and I don't feel happy doing it.
You could move a Crystal Palace player to a striker that you've already put in there, because you technically can play there. He's
not good there.
True.
But I mean, that could solve the problem.
Because then you can choose Eze or Elise, couldn't you?
Yeah, but I still wanted Jesus in there.
Ah, fair enough.
That's what I said. I haven't decided on the Jesus factor.
Because you've definitely got to go with one more Palace player.
All right, because I want Jesus in so bad, put Mitchell left back.
Okay.
So Zinchenko, you've been awesome, and blame Bobby for making it 5.
Right, so we've definitely got 5 Palace now. Yep, definitely got 5. So you want to put Jesus up front, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Rich's team. We've got Ramsdale in goal, Richards right back, Saliba, Gay, Mitchell, Decore, Odegaard, Partey, Saka, Zaha, and Jesus. Very good team, I have to say. I am now going to show where I can find it is Luke's. Now, Luke, I'm going to have to probably put this full screen. Very, very close to yours. However, for some bizarre reason, at right back, he put Nathaniel Klein. Now, I did say to him on stream that you've lost this, mate. because you went for him. I have no idea why. No offense to Nathaniel Clyde, he's probably a very nice guy, but I wouldn't pick him for Rotherham United, to be honest. But there we go. But Rich, well done. You have won that competition against Luke. Very well done. Right.
It's very similar, actually. Very,
Yeah.
very similar.
Very, very good. Right, we've got 2 more questions. Once I can find them. It's going from one screen to another. Right. Who do you think will win the Premier League this season? I've asked everybody, to be fair. I'm not just doing it because I've known you for a while. I ask everyone.
Couldn't you ask me after your City game? I think the win against Bournemouth, that won you the league. That showed character. That showed fight. You were fighting for each other. Because to be fair, like Bournemouth hit you with sucker punches. You know, you're on top regardless. You know what I mean? And when you look over the years and stuff, it's being able to either win games 1-0 or win games from losing positions in the last minute of games, which you've done twice now, I believe, if I recall. First was Man United.
Yeah.
And
I think it's actually 3 times this season.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, so the Man United one, which was massive, and that Bournemouth one was huge. Literally last kick of the game.
Yeah, the Villa one was pretty massive as well for us.
Oh yeah, that was the 95 minute, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was another one.
Oh, so 3 to look at that. There you go.
Yeah.
So I think you've won the league this year.
Fair enough. Guys, in the comments, if you can put your predictions in. If you are watching on playback, please put them down. I will always write them out, and I'll always big you up if you do get them right. Rich, what is your score prediction, please?
After what so you're not doing to Fulham last week, yeah. I think it might be 3-0 Arsenal.
Okay. To be honest, a lot of people have been doing that. Tony went for 3-0. Luke went for 3-0. I went for a 2-1. I think it's going to be a squeaky bum 2-1 against you, to be honest. I think you might perform. That's my opinion. Colm, who's a United fan, he went for 3-1. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Big up to Matthew. I've just seen your one. Matthew is also a United fan, and he's gone for 2-1. Let's just go through some comments before we wrap it all up. Gentlemen, hope you're all enjoying your St. Paddy's Day. I hope you are, Rebel, because I know you're Irish, so I hope you're loving today. The Bobby Challenge causing all sorts of issues. Yeah, it is known as the Bobby Challenge. We've got it on FTSN as well, but it's we do it differently on FTSN. It's whatever the game that I'm doing. It's the 6th and the 5th. Because it makes you think about the opposition more. Obviously, you struggling with your own team. Normally, it's the other way around. I did it. You know Chris, the Leicester City fan.
Yeah.
I told him just before we went live, and he says, "I'm gonna have to look the Arsenal team up because I have no idea who plays for Arsenal." I'm like, oh, okay.
Sorry, that wasn't my issue. My issue was just getting Palace players into it.
Yeah, exactly. So here, Roy has spoken to about taking over Palace.
Honestly, yeah.
Big up to you, Rebel. Luke is crazy. Yes, Luke is crazy. I'm going to blame it was 10 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to blame it on being very early in the morning that we did the stream this morning. Big up to you, Matthew. Hope you're doing well, mate. Big up everyone on the show. Palace scored a major own goal, getting rid of Paddy versus Arsenal. Get 4. Rebel, I think you might have started your drinking session a little bit early because I can't even work with sense of that. Palace scored a major own goal, getting rid of Paddy. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you reckon it'll be 4?
Right. Normally, Rebel touts really well, so I'm guessing he's a little bit drunk already. But anyway, oh dear, Rich, really thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it. Where can everyone find you, mate?
Yeah, you can find me Eagle Eye Football on YouTube, and I've got the Twitter handle down below as well. Thank you, Bobby, for the invite and getting insight into our club. Obviously, Sunday is a huge game for both teams for different reasons, and yeah, all the best. Just don't score too many goals, please. Thank you.
And Rebel has definitely said maybe a tad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's probably a bit more than a tad, but I'm hoping you enjoy your weekend. He has said this is called this the hangover weekend. He will not be available to do our shows next week. He said he'll be hungover that badly. I'm glad you're enjoying your day, though, mate. Big up to everyone, though. Thank you ever so much. And if you are watching on playback, please put in the predictions. I will write them up, and I will get back to you when, if you're right, to be honest. Thank you ever so much, though, Rich. Really appreciate it. And as always on this show, and I do apologise, Rich. Come on, you Gunners.